video, and it's Saturday the 10th of August. Starting with Bitcoin this morning, and we have this rather nice little triangle which already has an A, a B, a C, a D, an E, an F and a G. So quite an impressive piece of work. When the breakout comes, it could be quite impressive. Let's have a look at the longer term pattern. Oh, we're going back to December, which is just off the chart, in fact, around 3,000. We had a clear 5-wave form up. We now had the ABC correction. Well, the trouble is messy. I can't find a way of actually sort of temporarily deleting all the writing on the chart. If anybody knows how to do that, or if there's a way, then please let me know. I don't want to obviously delete everything because it's still valid, but it does sort of get in the way looking at the longer term chart. So we had a 1-2 to there in any case. So let's rejoin the action at this point here. Right, so the peak of 1 was here. Then had this correction, which looked pretty complete up to here with a double bottom around 9,000. Forecast by the A=C formula. Now from that point on, we've got a fairly clear 1-2, which again I'll go a bit more deep. So from this point here, say around 9,000, 1, 2, 5 part 3, 4, 5 part 5. It was possible this triangle was actually a wave 4, and that's still not totally impossible, but the wave count here is pretty clear. We've got 5 waves up to there, and in terms of time, it's actually pretty much on the money. I mean, this time span here is around 8 or 9 days, and we've got about 4 or 5 days here. So, 50%, that's fine. The actual retracement's a bit subnormal. I mean, 50% levels here, and 38.2% here. So we could see a downside breakout. It's not impossible we're going to see a downside breakout, like an ABC type thing. That would certainly shake out a lot of people who are focused on this triangle and an upside break from it. I think maybe there are too many people focusing on this triangle, so I would be aware of that particular possibility. Once we do break above it, so once the correction is actually over, then we're liable to see another move like this one, which was 3,500 as a minimum. I think 20,000 will be broken by this rally when it starts up. As I say, we may get the fake out down lower prices first. It wouldn't surprise me at all, so be cautious of that. But it'd be well worth catching this move when it does come in. And a quick look at Ethereum, which is, although we had the same positive action of December, so it's not quite on the chart, but we had the big move up from the December low, ABC, nice and clear, 50% level, nice and clear. But this is not at all encouraging so far. So, I mean, the altcoins are definitely lagging Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the flavour of the month. Bitcoins will catch up, but Bitcoin's certainly going to lead the way. So just show you the full chart. The low is around the 80 level. Down there. It'd be nice if we had some kind of support for the Bitcoin situation here, but we're not getting it at the moment. So I'll look at this a bit more detail just in case there's some hope. And the answer is not much. I mean, there could be a 1-2, I suppose, or some sort of 1, 2, 1, 2, but not much to say really. It's just lagging, obviously, a lot. I'll just see how that resolves. Alright, gold remains spot on, as it were. We've got this 1 wave, 2 wave, 1 of 3, I believe, triangular 4, sorry, 2, and now we're going up in a third of a third. We can expect to remain fairly dramatic with at least another $70 odd, at which point wave 3 will equal wave 1, so this wave here. So look at the short term action. Alright, so the 1 wave ended there, then had quite a complex A, B, C down to there. As you know, I thought it might go a bit deeper, but it didn't in the end. Test the breakout level. 1, 2, possible 3 up to here. So this looks like a 4th wave. So we could see another rally quite soon to complete wave 1 of 3. So a 2-wave decline, and then a third of a third, which could be quite dramatically spectacular over what we've seen so far, but all looking very good for continued upside on gold. Alright, silver also looking very good. So from the low here around 13, precisely 13,865, I guess. Clear 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, I missed one there, didn't I? Let me get back and start again. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 part 3, 4 and 5. ABC 2, nice and clear. Quite a deep correction there below the 78.6 level. And we're now seeing a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 third wave. So we do a correction as we're seeing on gold. Fifth wave, so gold and silver are out of sync, whereas gold looks pretty close to an important rally. They are essentially both, and of course this wave here has already done all it needs to do as a third wave, in that it's exceeded the size of 1. So there are quite significant differences. And of course the low here was 3 or 4 months after the low in gold, but we've still got a very clear impulsive form. So silver looks equally good. I did see somebody saying that silver will be $500 and gold $50,000 in a few years' time, mainly based on the fact that this guy expects the fiat currencies to collapse, which I think it certainly will happen one day. The government seems to be doing their best to make it happen as soon as possible. Anyway, whether that's the case, I don't know, but certainly we're in a decent bull run, and what it gives us, and I'll be very happy to receive it. All right, so on to the S&P. So we had the island reversal, we'll discuss that. Possible 1 wave to there, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've changed this count. I thought this could have been a 4th wave, but we've still got 5 waves down for a possible key reversal with a possible ABC. Let's put the fibs on here too. So the correction's done all it needs to do. Peak between the 50% and 61% level, which is quite reasonable for a possible wave 2 rally. So we have a possible 1-2 sequence. There are other counts here. Obviously the most obvious other count is that we've actually got more like an A, B, C, and that's a correction. And this is actually impulsive action, even though this is an ABC. So let's have a look at the correction in more detail. Okay, so yes, firstly this is a clear ABC. That suggests it's just a correction. Although there could be possible, that could be a 4 and 5 there, very small, and also it counts better as a 5th wave of this move here. So that was actually the peak there, sorry. So then B wave, that's nice and clear. And a 5-part C, that's all in order, I guess. It could be an ABC, it doesn't matter very much. C waves can be various different formations. That looks pretty impulsive. That could be a corrective ABC. It's certainly not that clear. We had a very strong reaction here, down here, especially down here. This market is pretty well manipulated by everybody who can manipulate it, especially Trump and the Fed, etc., etc., etc. They don't want it to go down. They'll do pretty much everything they can do to make it go up. So it's difficult to see. Well, there is kink and of course, and the tides, etc. The tides will eventually demolish. The tides in the market will eventually demolish all things that man can do. These guys try to look good surfing the waves, as it were, but eventually a big wave comes along and they haven't got the ability to actually look pretty surfing it because they get engulfed by it. It's certainly a possibility that a major peak's been seen and we're going down from here. And the chart patterns certainly support that view. Maybe the big shock this year will be that all this manipulation, interest rates, money supply, etc., etc., won't work, and that this is actually the beginning of some kind of a major fall. I mean, the DAX supports that view. We've got the 1, 2, possible 3 down to there. It could easily be a 4. I mean, there's no obvious 5-wave counts down to this low here on the DAX. That is a major difference. But I mean, if the S&P or the Dow starts to fall sharply, then this will just continue down as well, I guess. Similarly on FTSE, this could be counted as a pretty impulsive move. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's probably an extended third. 3, 4, 5. So 3 down to there. In fact, that's 1, 2. Yeah, it counts as 3 pretty well. So this looks like if possible 4, well, 5. So again, this could be a correction of the whole thing. So we can count 5 ways down, not very clearly actually. It's not the obvious, the easiest count in the world, but this is a fairly feeble. So there could be more selling to come, perhaps. Having said that, this looks like just an A and a B with a C due. So getting different pictures from all 3, but all 3 can suggest that we're going to see we are due more downside at the least before this is over. Right, quite a long report today. Hope you found it interesting and useful. I'll be back with the report on Tuesday morning for subscribers. The basic message really is, I think, wealth creation. Look at cryptos, gold and silver. Don't rich money you can't afford to lose, but have decent stakes in those markets, because I believe that we're going to see some continued upside on all 3, with cryptos leading the way, but of course they're much more volatile, so you have to be more careful with those markets, and you don't want to take sort of large risky bets and find you wiped out, obviously. So I mean, the easiest thing to do is just to buy some Bitcoin, buy some Ethereum with cash you've got. Obviously with spread betting you've got to use stops, but stops don't always work on those markets, because all the exchanges I'm aware of, IG and TradeView, spread betting companies, close. So TradeView is currently closed. If Bitcoin falls back $1,000, then your stop won't work and you'll be down $1,000 per point, or whatever it is. IG closes for a few hours on Friday evening to Saturday morning, so again you've got to think an issue. So you have to be careful in these markets. Gold and silver are a lot easier. The gains won't be so spectacular, but they should be solid, and they've got stocks, ETFs, etc., etc. The equity markets, again, even more speculative, really, and you're playing for the downside, perhaps, which is a different ball game, really. I mean, buy something at 10, it goes 100. That's nice, 10x gain. If you sell something at 10,000, that's a different question. I mean, it's just very much a different ball game, a more complex procedure, and you need to know what you're doing. So for the not too experienced trader, buying and holding cryptos and precious metals is really the way to go at the moment. Right, sorry, I've gone even longer now. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.